Supermicro Computer Inc. is currently trading at $30.62 as of mid-morning on Tuesday, December 23, 2025, marking an intraday decline of 1.45% after opening at $30.94. The trading session has been characterized by a persistent tug-of-war between speculative buyers looking for a bottom and institutional sellers who are still processing the heavy news cycle from the start of the week. While the broader market indices are showing a slight year-end rally, Supermicro is struggling to keep its head above the $30 support level. This price action comes on the heels of a massive psychological blow that landed late yesterday when the Nasdaq 100 annual reconstitution results were finalized. Most investors were betting on a triumphant return for the server specialist, believing that its operational recovery and massive revenue targets for fiscal 2026 would be enough to force its way back into the benchmark. Instead, the reality is that the committee looked past the growth narrative and focused on the cold, hard math of market capitalization and valuation stability. By being left out, the stock is missing out on the automatic buying pressure from massive index funds, leaving it to fend for itself in a high interest rate environment where execution is the only thing that matters to the big players on Wall Street. There is a massive gap between the market's expectation of Supermicro as an indispensable AI infrastructure play and the gritty reality of its current financial health. The general consensus among retail traders on platforms like the Robinhood app or through those using various investing sites is that Supermicro is a bargain because it sits right in the shadow of Nvidia stock. They see the $13 billion in new orders and the $36 billion revenue guide for next year and assume the stock is a coiled spring. But if you look closer at the institutional activity inside an individual brokerage account or through professional tools like the Interactive Brokers platform, you see a much more cautious story. The reality is that Supermicro is operating on razor-thin margins that have compressed to around 9.5%. It is essentially a high-volume, low-margin assembly business that is highly sensitive to component costs and supply chain delays. While it moves in sympathy with the AI hype, it does not enjoy the software-like margins of a chip designer. This tension between the AI winner narrative and the low-margin hardware reality is exactly why the stock is currently pinned near its 52-week lows, while other tech giants are pushing toward all-time highs. If we look at the recent trading volume and institutional shifts, we can see why the stock is feeling so much pressure. In the last 30 days, search interest and retail sentiment have dropped by nearly 30%, which often signals that the easy momentum money has moved on to other opportunities like Tesla stock or Apple stock. Meanwhile, institutional ownership sits at about 59%, with heavyweights like Vanguard and BlackRock still holding massive positions, but we are seeing a rotation. Firms using the Interactive Brokers trading tools are noticing that while some value funds are nibbling at these levels, the growth-oriented hedge funds are staying away until they see a clear path to margin expansion. The lack of inclusion in the Nasdaq 100 means that the big passive inflows that many hoped for are not coming. This puts even more pressure on the next earnings report, where the company absolutely must prove that it can handle its massive $4.2 billion cash position and manage its $4.8 billion in debt without further diluting shareholders. When you are self-investing or looking for investment help, it is vital to distinguish between a company that is growing its top line and one that is actually growing its bottom line. Supermicro is currently a top-line story that is failing the bottom-line test. For those of you managing your own portfolios through SoFi Invest or maybe a Fidelity brokerage account, the technical setup here is becoming critical. The stock has spent the last several weeks consolidating in a narrow range between $29 and $33. Every time it tries to break out toward the 50-day moving average, which is currently sitting around $36, it gets rejected by sellers who are using the bounce to exit. This is a classic show-me story. The market is effectively telling management that it no longer trusts the aggressive growth forecasts until they're backed up by audited, transparent financial statements and a stabilized gross margin. If you are using SoFi Active Investing or perhaps monitoring your holdings through the Fidelity mobile app, you've probably noticed that the volatility in SMCI is nearly double that of the S&P 500. This is not a stock for the faint of heart, and the current price action suggests that we might see one more flush out toward the $25 level before a sustainable base can be built. Comment below how many shares of Supermicro you currently hold, or if you have completely moved your capital into more stable names for the end of the year. The institutional landscape for SMCI is a complex puzzle. While retail traders on the Robinhood trading platform are often focused on the next big headline, the smart money is looking at the F13 filings. We have seen some interesting activity recently, with firms like Peterson Wealth Management and AIA Group increasing their stakes, suggesting that some believe the worst of the corporate governance issues are in the rearview mirror. However, the sell-side analysts remain deeply divided. The average price target is hovering around $45, but the range is absurdly wide, with some bears calling for $15 and bulls still clinging to $130. This level of disagreement usually happens when the market can't agree on the fundamental nature of the business. Is it a high-growth tech leader or a commoditized server box builder? When you use a SoFi robo-advisor or Schwab Intelligent Portfolios, these kinds of volatile individual stocks are often minimized in favor of more diversified exposure, because the risk-adjusted returns just aren't there right now. For the individual investor who likes to invest online, the current setup requires a high degree of conviction that the liquid-cooled AI server demand will eventually lead to higher pricing power. Supermicro Computer Inc. started out as a relatively quiet player in the Silicon Valley ecosystem, focusing on high-performance, high-efficiency server technology. Their business model is built around the concept of building block solutions, which allows them to quickly assemble customized server and storage systems for a wide variety of applications, from data centers to edge computing. This was their secret sauce during the early days of the AI boom. By having a close relationship with chip makers like Nvidia, they could get new products to market faster than traditional giants like Dell or HP. This first-to-market advantage allowed them to capture a huge slice of the initial AI infrastructure spend. However, as the industry has matured, those larger competitors have caught up, and the price competition has become brutal. This is reflected in the fact that while their net sales jumped from $15 billion in 2024 to $22 billion in 2025, their net income actually stayed relatively flat or even dipped slightly on a per-share basis. They are working harder and moving more boxes, but they are not keeping more of the profit. This is a fundamental hurdle that the company must overcome if it ever wants to see its stock price return to its former glory. Looking toward the future, the catalysts for Supermicro are tied directly to the next generation of AI chips. The company recently started high-volume shipments of the new liquid-cooled systems designed for the latest Nvidia Blackwell architecture. This is a big deal because these new chips generate a massive amount of heat, and Supermicro's expertise in liquid cooling could give them a temporary edge. If they can execute on this ramp-up throughout fiscal 2026, they might actually hit that ambitious $36 billion revenue target. But the risks are just as large. There are ongoing concerns about customer order delays and the potential impact of global trade tensions on their manufacturing footprint in Taiwan and Malaysia. For someone using a Fidelity trading platform or an interactive broker's account, the key metric to watch is the gross margin. If it stays below 10%, the stock will likely continue to trade at a discount. If they can push it back toward 12 or 13%, we could see a massive re-rating. In the world of online investing, the difference between a buy-the-dip opportunity and a falling knife often comes down to these small shifts in internal efficiency. The macro environment isn't doing SMCI any favors either. We're ending 2025 with a fear and greed index that is leaning toward the fear side for the hardware sector. While the Fed has hinted at a more stable rate environment for 2026, the cost of capital remains high for companies that need to carry a lot of inventory and debt, which is exactly where Supermicro finds itself. Investors who prefer the stability of Fidelity mutual funds or Fidelity ETFs are largely staying away from individual names in this space because of the volatility. If you are the type of person who likes to self-invest through a Robinhood app, you have to be aware that the liquidity in SMCI can dry up quickly, leading to those sharp $2 or $3 intraday swings that we've seen lately. The exclusion from the Nasdaq 100 is more than just a loss of prestige. It's a loss of a liquidity backstop that would have helped stabilize the price during these volatile periods. It means that every piece of news, whether it's a minor product announcement or a small analyst downgrade, will have a magnified effect on the share price. To summarize the situation, Supermicro is currently a company caught between two worlds. On one hand, you have the operational reality of a business that is growing its sales at an incredible pace and is deeply integrated into the world's most important technological shift. On the other hand, you have a stock that is being punished for poor corporate governance history, thin profit margins, and a failure to meet the valuation requirements of the major indices. The expectations of a quick V-shaped recovery have been